What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net. And behind me, before I point out the car, I'm going to show you the special guest that I have here for this video. You guys have probably heard me reference his name before in some of my town car videos. This is the Nick of all my Nick references. Nick, my buddy Nick here, came all the way up from South Carolina, stopped in to visit me, helped me out with another town car I had an issue with. And while he was here, I said, hey, Nick, have you ever driven a 9,000 mile 2003 or newer town car? And he says,
nope.
No. So I want to have Nick drive this car. He's already kind of looked at it sitting inside here, but we're going to pull it out, maybe run it down to a parking lot. And I want you to hear Nick's take on this 2003 Lincoln Town Car Cartier. It's got 9,200 miles. Yeah, we got a few little minor touches to do to it, and then this car will be for sale. It's not for sale yet, but I want you to get it from a true professional, a true guru, Nick here, on how nice this car is. But before you do that, down in the description below, I'm going to link his YouTube channel. Go over and check out his YouTube channel. Subscribe, give him a like, check out some of his videos. He's got a lot of how-to videos on town cars, especially this era town car. Easy fixes on blend doors and seat motors and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, let's pull it out. Ooh, baby. This thing is absolutely out of the wrapper. 9,200 miles on this car. All right. Let's take a first spin.
Sure.
Either that or we can go take a look at the outside. Whatever you want to do. Let's go drive it.
Yeah, let's do.
We got 9,273 miles on this car. This is a one-owner car. It came out of Las Vegas. I had bought it from the previous owner, 95-year-old lady in Vegas. I mean, isn't it? It's just like the feel of the leather, the grain on all the leather, the steering wheel. It just makes you feel like you're going back in time.
And you said this is Vegas?
Yeah, Las Vegas since new.
Wow. Man, when I think of something maybe out west, you're thinking about stuff being dried up. It's just incredible.
Yeah, this one was garaged.
Wow.
All the wood, everything is in. I mean, other than the dirty windows, I still got to clean the windows. But
this is incredible, Anthony.
I had this car on my lift, and this car on the lift looks the same as the 2003 that I sold on Bring a Trailer last year with 4,000 miles. Just perfect. I mean, exhaust is perfect. Nothing. No paint, no touch-up, no undercoating. It's like new underneath.
You can just tell just the way the car feels. It feels tight. Like everything is hardly even worn
except for my seatbelt.
Yeah, this is. I've seen these steering wheels where you can buy them brand new at NOS or something, and this is like a brand new steering wheel. There's not even a hint of wear anywhere.
Not like smooth and kind of greasy looking like a.
Look at these buttons.
Even the buttons, the buttons.
There's not even an oil stain on them from your fingers.
And the people who are watching, you can see how the texture is. You can see the grain, and you can see like the satin finish in the leather where it's not greasy or smooth or shiny on a heavily worn. And I think I've only probably put 100 miles on this car. I didn't want to put, it's got 9275. I think I maybe put 100 miles on it, just back and forth to the house, maybe drop my daughter off once or twice at school. But I didn't want to roll it over 10,000 miles. as crazy as that sounds, you know, it's a whole nother mileage bracket. So
even the turn signal switch, like that just feels brand new.
Brand new.
Wow. Radio screen looks brand new. Buttons. Yeah, the buttons feel even brand new. They're still tight. They're not all floppy feeling from
Pushing it, too many times. There's my buddy Wade the Trucker. Check him out on YouTube too. He's a Crown Vic Panther platform lover just like us. Right down the street from my shop. As you can see down here in New Hampshire, foliage season is just starting off here.
Yeah, this is incredible.
In 2003, I was, let me think here, middle school. So I would have been in 7th, 8th grade. I didn't experience this new, but this is like experiencing a new.
Yeah.
And you're what, 2 years older than me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were too poor and unknowledgeable back then to know what we were looking at. All right, why don't we zip around? We'll find a parking lot. We'll do a quick walk around to check it out and bring it back to the shop. Get your synopsis. We're cruising back in the lap of luxury and comfort.
Yes.
I was just talking to Nick about this driver's side visor. Now this is an 03, and I asked him if that's one of those things you only see in 03s. That and the rain sense wipers. And you know, someone had to make a decision at Ford to say, yeah, we don't want to put those in the car anymore, or we don't want to put that in the car anymore. You know, but who made the decision to take that little, you know, envelope holder off of a visor after 1 year of producing these cars? But when I kind of reference these cars and say early or late 03 and how the early 03s are a little different than the later ones, you know, Nick is very knowledgeable when it comes to that and actually references the correct terms as being a job 1 or a job 2 car. And a job 1 car to Ford is like they put their best foot forward type situation.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, just because they were this was maybe a vehicle for that particular model year where they're maybe throwing in a new thing, maybe like a flap or something like that, or it was like in the 03s it was a complete redesign of inside and out.
Gotcha. We'll take that left back down my street.
When you got to the point of job 2 vehicles, yeah, maybe they were either doing an improvement on something or an improvement from a cost perspective.
Sure. Was job 1, job 2, was that every year, or was that just the first model year of that body style?
Well, that was for at least 03 and 4. I'm not really familiar with anything like 5 and newer, but I know that's true on other Ford products. They had job 1, job 2 cars where they were...
So 04, they also had what they would call a job 1 car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So those would typically be a vehicle made...
Keep going straight down.
Let's say up to like the early part of December, and you'd have a cutoff where you'd see some changes. Like on an 04, you'll see some of these have the underhood light in 04, but then some of them don't. Well, what happened?
Okay.
Well,
so a number 2 car in 04 would have been losing the underhood light.
Yeah, it would lose the light and the little ambient lighting in the back seat.
Oh yeah, in those guys.
Back in the handles.
Now, did all 03s have the underhood light?
Yes.
So that wasn't cut. That was a later cut thing. You know, and little things like that, you say to yourself, why would you get rid of that? But you got to think of the cost for the light, the bulb, the harness. And, you know, it's a numbers thing. When you're making, you know, tens of thousands of these cars going down an assembly line, it does make a difference. But this is an early one with the snack pockets, as I reference them. But we're going to pull into a parking lot here. We'll do a quick walk around, get Nick's take on it, and we'll give it a Nick score, a technical garage score. That's the name of his channel.
Right.
Take this left here. Yeah, Technical Garage on YouTube. A town car know-it-all and just a general good guy. Anywhere over here we can park and we'll take a look at this thing.
Sure.
All right, here she is in her glory. This isn't one of my typical hangout places of a walk around, but again, I just wanted to get Nick's opinion on this car and its freshness, its cleanliness. Let's pop the hood here. Take a look under here. And, you know, just like a lot of my cars, these southern town cars, you can see, you know, just how nice and tidy everything is. Now, one of the things that I reference, and I got this from Nick, is, you know, job 1, job 2, a lot of quality control markings.
Yep.
And you'd say that'd be a job 1 thing. Like that little dot over there. You know, just all throughout, the more you look at it, the more little things you see. And tell us what these dots and X's are.
So on the cars that were made during the first part of the 03 model year, which started, February 2002, Ford, it's either it's a TSB or a recall, but it's not really documented per se, but you see it's listed. That aside, back when these engines were being manufactured, they essentially pulled them back out and would take off the timing cover of the engine,
okay,
and replace the tensioners.
And that's on both sides.
Yes, they're on both sides. And these tensioners were originally made of plastic, and the problem was they weren't holding tension.
Gotcha.
So the engine was making this horrible rattling, grinding away with plastic, so they replaced them with the design they actually used from 1991, when the town car first got the 4.6,
okay,
all the way through 1999-2000. So they actually had a 3-year span there where they were putting these plastic things in, they were having to yank them out and put metal in. And these early ones actually received it, so it's with the metal thing, it's going to outlast the car.
And then they did away with them again.
And then they figured out how to make plastic again, and they put them back.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the things to think about. Painting on the top of the vanity cover there.
Yeah, it's actually, you pointed that out, because we have one of the cars Nick came up to help me with is a 2003 Cartier L that was that was built in what, April, I think, or like March
or April. Yeah.
And that car has the same beauty cover with the V8 emblem, but it doesn't have the silver lines on it, the ribs.
And it's not like somebody went in there and just painted it, took it off. It was never painted.
That's just how it was. That's, you know, who made that call? Was it the manufacturer who made this a Ford? Was it Ford who did away with stuff like that? But, you know, tons of little chalk marks, quality control marks throughout. Even has the, what's left of, this is a rubber band. That when these cars were coming down the line, now you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, you told me this. They had the plugs all clustered together when they were installing them, and that rubber band, they just left them all there.
Yeah, it just stayed on there. When they split it apart, usually the remnants would hang on as they're slamming things into each other.
Usually those are gone by now.
Another thing you'll notice on these, when you're looking back here, like this wire right here.
Yep.
If I were to take that off right now, that wire is a ground point for the air conditioning compressor.
Really?
So if this
almost looks like a vacuum line.
Yeah, this looks like a vacuum line. Yeah.
Sure.
But if you have that disconnected, the compressor won't turn on. I learned that a couple years ago, and I was like, "Why is the air conditioning working?"
Wouldn't have never have known that.
Yeah, it's a lot of little weird stuff like that.
So we do have an under hood light. We even have the sticker here on the, and here's the date, 8/29/02. Always gone.
Yeah.
I love it. This is just, so this is probably one of the mintest, nicest, original, you know, out of the wrapper type town cars easily you've seen.
You still even have the aroma of new car smell inside, which is just, yeah, you can buy the air freshener, but nothing replaces.
Not the same. Absolutely not the same. Now this car came in, it had brand new black wall tires. I had to replace those, obviously put white walls on it. I also did a two-tone pinstripe. We got like a copper and brown color, and then the chrome rocker kit on the bottom. Nick actually bought one of those kits from my supplier while he was up here. He's going to put on his Ultimate L that he's driving. But Nick is going to be heading back to South Carolina, and I wanted to get his take on this car, and I would say he would give it 2 thumbs up on the...
I don't have enough thumbs to give up.
On the technical garage scale of things. It's a new one.
Very beautiful car.
I'm glad you were able to see it, Nick, because this
Yeah,
is a
thank
special
you.
car.
Thank
I've been kind of holding on to it. It's hard for me to let a car like this go, but you know, we can't keep them all. So a few little things I still got to do to this car. You'll see it eventually, folks. I want to introduce you to Nick.
Yeah.
Go check out his channel, Technical Garage. How do you spell that, Nick?
TECHNICKAL.
There you go. I will put a link down in the description below. Go over and check his channel out. Subscribe. He's got a lot of great content on there, and he always puts, you know, just a lot of how-to videos and stuff. It's always good for you town car Panther guys out there, or even just regular Panther stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, appreciate everybody for watching. We'll talk to you on the next one.